Hello and welcome! In this video, we're taking a deep dive into how Donald Trump used the principles from his best-selling book, The Art of the Deal, to navigate and succeed in both his 2016 and 2024 presidential campaigns. Trump is known for his unorthodox approach to both business and politics, and in this video, we'll explore how the strategies outlined in his book played a key role in his political journey. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to see how the sausage, or perhaps more accurately, the McRib, gets made. Let's break it down. First up, we have branding and publicity. These are the cornerstones of Trump's public persona and political strategy. In The Art of the Deal, Trump stresses the importance of creating a strong personal brand that people instantly recognize. He believes that a recognizable brand is a powerful tool in any business or political endeavor. He often says that publicity, any publicity, is crucial to success. Whether it's good or bad, being in the public eye keeps you relevant and influential. Now, in 2016, Trump's brand was already a household name due to his real estate empire, which included iconic properties like Trump Tower in New York City. His television show The Apprentice further cemented his image as a shrewd and decisive businessman, reaching millions of viewers each week. And let's be honest, his almost superhuman ability to generate headlines kept him constantly in the public eye. He was a master at staying relevant. Seriously, the man could sneeze and somehow end up on the cover of a supermarket tabloid. His knack for attracting media attention was unparalleled. This fame, or perhaps infamy, gave him a massive advantage when entering the political arena. His name recognition was off the charts. He was a political outsider, and that became a key part of his appeal. People saw him as someone who could shake up the status quo. He wasn't beholden to lobbyists, which resonated with voters tired of traditional politicians. He wasn't afraid to ruffle feathers, often engaging in heated debates and confrontations. And he definitely wasn't afraid to tweet whatever popped into his head, no matter how unhinged. His unfiltered communication style was both a strength and a weakness. And you know what? It worked. His unconventional approach resonated with a significant portion of the electorate. By 2024, Trump's brand was even more established, for better or worse. His influence had only grown over the years. His slogan, "Make America Great Again," in 2016, became a rallying cry for his supporters, and the slightly more desperate-sounding "Save America" in 2024 aimed to capture the same fervor and urgency. These slogans effectively captured his message, reinforcing his brand as the one to restore America to its former glory. Or at least his version of America, which seemed to involve a lot more gold plating and a lot less environmental regulation. His vision was as grandiose as his properties. Next, let's talk about negotiation and leverage, a concept that has been central to Trump's career. Trump is a businessman, at least that's what he wants you to believe, and he has always portrayed himself as a master dealmaker. In his book, he talks about using leverage to secure better deals, even if it means leaving a trail of broken contracts and bruised egos in his wake. This approach has been both criticized and admired. This principle, as ruthless as it may be, carried over into his political strategy, where he applied the same tactics to gain an edge over his opponents. In 2016, Trump used his outsider status as leverage, positioning himself as a disruptor who could shake up the system. He wasn't tied to the traditional political system, which, depending on your perspective, was either a breath of fresh air or a giant red flag flapping in the wind. This outsider status gave him a unique advantage. This outsider status gave him an advantage during the primaries, allowing him to stand out in a crowded field of candidates. He could attack the establishment without fear of consequence, and he could tap into the anger and frustration of voters who felt left behind by the political elite. By 2024, Trump had already built a loyal base which, let's be honest, was more of a cult of personality at that point, solidifying his influence. This unwavering support gave him even more leverage during the primaries, making him a formidable force in the political arena. One of Trump's key principles in The Art of the Deal is thinking big and taking bold risks, or, as we like to call it in the real world, gambling with other people's money. In both his business ventures and political campaigns, Trump has shown a willingness to take risks, often without fully considering the consequences. In 2016, his decision to run for president was a massive risk. He was an outsider with no prior political experience, but he believed he could make a difference, or at least convince enough people that he could. He took on the political establishment, making big promises like building a wall on the US-Mexico border and renegotiating trade deals. In 2024, Trump continued this approach, taking risks with more controversial policies like challenging election results and positioning himself as the candidate who would fight against what he considered political corruption. His risk-taking continued to keep him in the media spotlight, energizing his supporters. Chapter 4. Deals, Deals, Deals. In The Art of the Deal, Trump talks about building relationships and alliances while also asserting control when necessary. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the motivations of others and using that knowledge to his advantage. This philosophy would become a cornerstone of his political strategy. In 2016, Trump ran against many established Republican figures, many of whom looked upon his candidacy with the same mixture of amusement and horror that one might reserve for a clown juggling chainsaws. Despite the skepticism, his unconventional approach and brash personality resonated with a significant portion of the electorate. But once he secured the nomination, he had to do the unthinkable: negotiate and unite the party. This required him to engage in a series of high-stakes negotiations, leveraging his newfound political capital to bring reluctant party members into the fold. Suddenly, those same Republican figures who had spent months denouncing him as a charlatan and a demagogue were lining up to kiss the ring, or at least to offer a tepid endorsement. This shift highlighted Trump's ability to bend the party to his will, using both charm and intimidation. By 2024, Trump had already solidified his relationship with many party members, and by solidified, I mean he had effectively bullied them into submission. His dominance was not just a matter of political maneuvering but also a testament to his relentless pursuit of power. He maintained his influence over Republican politics, turning the GOP into a party that seemed to value loyalty to him over any sort of coherent ideology. This transformation was evident in the way party members echoed his rhetoric and policies, often without question. His ability to negotiate with party elites allowed him to maintain a strong position within the GOP. This skill, honed over decades in the business world, proved invaluable in the political arena, enabling him to navigate the complex landscape of party politics with ease. Chapter 5. Keep it simple, stupid. Trump emphasizes simplicity in communication in his book. He believes that clear, simple messaging is key to connecting with people, especially if those people are easily swayed by slogans and don't have the attention span to read a policy paper longer than a tweet. This strategy, as cynical as it may seem, worked well in his presidential campaigns. In 2016, Trump's campaign was marked by straightforward slogans like "Make America Great Again." 4 simple words that evoked a sense of nostalgia for a time when America was, at least in the minds of his supporters, undeniably great. His messaging was simple and powerful, focusing on restoring American greatness, even if it meant glossing over the complexities of globalization, automation, and the rise of China. In 2024, Trump continued using simple messages like "Save America," which, let's be honest, sounded a bit like a desperate plea for help. His ability to communicate in clear, emotionally charged terms kept his supporters engaged and energized. Chapter 6. Master of the Media Circus. Trump understands the importance of media and publicity, and in The Art of the Deal, he stresses using media to your advantage, even if it means bending the truth, spreading misinformation, and generally treating the news cycle like your own personal reality TV show. In 2016, Trump's media strategy was aggressive and calculated. He understood how to use the media to generate headlines, and his provocative remarks, often delivered via Twitter in the wee hours of the morning, ensured that he stayed in the news cycle. Whether he was making bold statements about immigration, insulting his opponents, or retweeting white supremacists, Trump knew how to capture attention. In 2024, Trump's media strategy became even more refined, or at least more unhinged, depending on your perspective. This allowed him to control the narrative, spread his message, and further solidify his grip on his base. Chapter 7. The Art of the Dodgy Deal. Risk management is another principle Trump discusses in his book. In 2016, Trump managed the risks of his campaign by maintaining strong messaging and pivoting quickly when necessary. He faced several controversies during the race, from accusations of sexual assault to revelations about his business dealings, but by staying in the media spotlight, deflecting blame, and attacking his accusers, he was able to limit the damage. By 2024, Trump's base was already loyal, so he continued to embrace risks. knowing that he had a solid support system that would stand by him no matter what. Outrow the deal goes on. Donald Trump's application of the principles from The Art of the Deal played a significant role in both his 2016 and 2024 presidential campaigns. His focus on branding, leverage, risk-taking, and clear messaging were consistent themes throughout both elections. By applying these strategies from his business background to politics, Trump was able to create a strong, recognizable persona, negotiate effectively with political elites, and appeal to voters with bold promises. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, at least it wasn't another boring political speech, right? See you next time.